So I'm having to replace my expansion tank or coolant tank. Got the replacement here. It's just a second-hand part. All it is a coolant tank anyway. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a quick video on this. It looks like a fairly straightforward job as well. There's going to be this bolt here, this one here. I think there's this sensor underneath as well. So you can see that one there, and there's that pipe there. Which doesn't look too, it shouldn't take long at all. I'm going to give that tank a clean over before I put it back in. And yeah, you can see what's happened with mine. This little bleeding screw has just broken off. I did actually, it was leaking as well. So on the seams over here, you can't actually see it now, but all this shiny stuff, this was actually coolant that was seeping out from the edges. So it's quite an odd thing to happen, to be honest. I don't know if it was actually seeping out or if that there was just actually you know, letting out coolant. But there's no trails or anything anymore, whereas all around here there were watermarks initially. So yeah, that's kind of what's happened with mine. So I'm just going to replace that and put this one in. So the first thing to do is obviously just make sure everything matches up. Now this tank on mine matches up perfectly. However, if you look, this pipe here, where it goes and joins into over here, this one looks like it's a 3-part pipe. So if you look from here, you can see there's a kind of a pipe going down as well. The one that I've received, it doesn't have that. The pipe goes from the tank and then it just goes straight into the next hose. So that means there's obviously a slight difference obviously in the part, or there would be in the fitting anyway. So what I'm gonna have to do is just use this existing pipe. I'll probably give that a bit of a clean over anyway. Now, how I had to remove it, it is quite stiff, so I've had to have a play around with it. You take this clip off and then you have to firmly but steadily pull this kind of pipe off. Now I had to use this to kind of prise it up. It does come off, it just takes a bit of force. Maybe a bit of WD-40 might help, because I had to spray a bit of WD-40 just to get into the gaps on the other one. Now the tank I'm not too worried about, so if that breaks I'm not bothered, because that's obviously going to need replacing anyway. But what is coming, I do need to, however, make sure there's no issues with the pipe. So I'm just trying to do this with one hand to kind of give you an idea that you just have to be consistent with it. There we go. I've got fresh coolant anyway, so I'm not bothered about what's leaking out. So yeah, having prized that off, there's not a lot left to it, to be honest. There's the this little clip that comes off on this pipe just over here. And then you've got 2 10mm, one here, one here. Those come off. This pipe should just, okay, that pipe will be off somehow. And then this should just, in theory, oh sorry, you got this little clip over here holding this pipe on. Bear in mind you've still got that little sensor at the bottom. This should, yeah, just slip straight out. Ooh. Wrap things up. I've completed the job. It's all done. Obviously when you're topping this up now, when you're refilling this with coolant, I've used G48 Extreme, I think it is, which is what's recommended for these. That's what I've always had with them. So topping this up, this is the stop having an airlock. So you loosen this kind of screw here, you fill in obviously your coolant into here, and that should stop any air going into the system. And then yeah, you just tighten it back up and it's all done. Take it for a test drive, obviously run the temperature test to make sure you can get a reading, make sure it's going up to the right amount of temperature, and yeah, that should pretty much be it. Hope that helps.